Alright, still in a hotel room. Uh, you know, not fun, but apartment's almost done being fumigated for bed bugs, so I'm only gonna be here another 2 nights. So I got tomorrow night, which is Thursday, and I got Friday night, which I should be moving back in on Saturday. And Saturday, I am going to rehab. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the hiking adventures I am planning on going on this year to prepare for my 2027 hiking adventure through the Appalachian Trail. Now, I first have to preface this with I am not very active in that way. The things I do currently to kind of stay active are weightlifting and pretty much like light cardio, just like walking around with my dog, which you guys probably already guess where my dog is. He's next door with my roommate Hope, and he loves it over there. It doesn't smell like alcohol, and he's safer over there. And I've already made a video about my alcohol and about rehab and about all that stuff. This video is coming out after those videos, and this one is just about the hiking adventures I plan on doing. So let's get into it. First hiking trail that I am planning on doing this year will be in May. Now, I was first planning on just doing a weekend run at it and section hiking it, but knowing myself, I'm not going to be able to do a section hike of this trail. This trail is around 100 miles long, 96 miles long. It is called the Lone Star Trail, and it is in the Sam Houston Forest area. And like I said, it's 100 miles long. I've done it once before with my fallen battle buddy, passed away, and I just want to do it in honor of him, because it took us about 14 days to do it the last time we did it. But that's only because we weren't hiking like 10 miles a day or 20 miles a day or anything like that. We would hike a couple of miles, take a break, then walk a couple more miles. We were doing an average of, I believe, like 5 to 7 miles a day, and we were taking a lot of breaks. We were finding camp early, and we were just chilling out. We would only be walking for like just under maybe like 6 to 7 hours a day. But that's not what I want to do on this one. On my next attempt at the Lone Star Trail, I am going to be hopefully doing either 10 to 15 miles a day. I want to get my trail legs, which I've been researching a lot on how to do that. And the way to do that is to take these shorter trails when through hiking, so you can get used to walking those longer distances, so you can get used to not being on the trail for 5 miles. You know, you are walking consistently, you're taking a rest, then you get up and keep walking for a set distance, and then you take a rest, and then you keep going for another set distance, and you do that until the sun starts to go down, like the sunset behind me in that photo. You hike until the sun starts to set. That is what I want to do on this hike. And like I said, I don't know exactly how long it's gonna take. 100 miles at 10 to 15 miles a day should take me about a week. But on the first day, I don't know how far I'm going to walk because it's going to be my first time doing it at that level. Now, the second trail that I am going to do this year is the Ouachita Trail up in Talihina, Oklahoma. And it goes from Talihina to Arkansas. It goes from, it's like a little section in Oklahoma, and then the rest of it is in Arkansas. Now, when I do that trail, I am planning on doing it right before I do the Colorado Trail. I know it's going to take me, it's a 200 and no. Yeah, it's about a 300 mile long trail. So I'm working my way up. I'm going 100 miles, and then I'm going to do a 300 mile trail. And then I'm going to do a 400 mile long trail twice, if that makes sense. So the goal is, for me, is I'm going to walk the Ouachita Trail from Oklahoma into Arkansas, and then from there either hitch or get a ride to a Greyhound station and go up to Colorado. Because my goal with the Ouachita Trail is to help me get my trail legs under me a little bit more. It's a little more elevation than the Lone Star Trail. The Lone Star Trail, I believe, only goes, the elevation is only about 5,000 feet of elevation gain and loss, which isn't a lot. The Ouachita Trail is, I believe, either 15 to 20,000 feet of elevation gain and loss. So that one is going to be a little bit more challenging, as you can probably tell. Now, my goal is to finish it within, hopefully, 2 weeks. And don't worry about work. I have planned everything out with work. Work knows I am going on these trips. I have 2 of them planned as vacations. And that is the Lone Star Trail and the Ouachita Trail. Those 2 I am going to do in May and June. And then the Colorado Trail, which I'm going to be on for about 2 months, because I'm going from, well, the Colorado Trail, it's in, obviously, Colorado. It goes from Denver down to Durango. And my plan for that is to go to Denver. The best time I've heard to do the Colorado Trail is around June and July. So after I finish my Ouachita Trail in June, I will be going to Colorado. I'm hoping to finish it around mid-June, and I'm doing the Lone Star Trail, like I said, in May. So it goes Lone Star Trail, Ouachita Trail, and then, Colorado Trail. And going to be doing the Colorado Trail specifically, I'm going to be hiking it from Denver to Durango, taking a rest in Durango. I'm going to find a hotel, I'm going to chill out for a little bit, and then I'm going to be hiking from Durango back up to Denver. And one direction takes about 4 weeks. I'm going to take a rest after that 4 weeks, and then from there I'm going to hike back up to Denver, which is going to take another 4 weeks. And that is going to be very, very, very hard. So I'm going from the easiest which is going to take about 5 days, to the medium, which is going to take about 14 days, to the hardest, which is going to take me 2 months. And that is all to say and to prepare me, because the Colorado Trail is technically harder than the trail I'm going to be attempting in 2027, which is the Appalachian Trail, which goes from Springer Mountain in Georgia all the way up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. And I'll be passing through a bunch of different states. From what I know, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. I think those are the states that I can name off the top of my head. Please let me know down below if I missed any. I'm pretty sure I might have gotten them all, but I could be wrong. So those are the states that I am planning on hiking through when I go to the Appalachian Trail. But the Appalachian Trail has an elevation gain about similar or pretty close to the Ouachita Trail. The Colorado Trail, on the other hand, has an elevation gain and loss of about 90,000 feet, which is like hiking up Mount Everest 3 times. That is going to be hard, but it will prepare me, even though it's a shorter trail. Like it's 400 miles one way and then 400 miles back the other way. The Appalachian Trail is 2,168 miles. That's a long way. And I am really hoping that the CT, Colorado Trail, will prepare me for the Appalachian Trail. It's technically harder, but it's a shorter distance. And I am, like I said, I am going to do that one first to prepare myself for the Appalachian Trail, because that one is it's higher in elevation, so it's going to suck a lot more, but it's less of a trail. It's shorter. So in my mind, I feel if I can do a trail less miles higher up in elevation, it'll prepare me for a longer trail in lower elevation, because my lungs will be acclimated to a higher elevation, and I'll just be able to walk further and be less tired, because I'll have already had experience at that higher elevation, so it'll be a breeze. I'm not sure if that's actually gonna work, but it's how I figure it in my head. So a couple other trails that I do want to do in the future, maybe not this year or in 2027, are the Pacific Crest Trail and the Continental Divide, which I will be passing through on the Colorado Trail. It's like I think a short, like 75 to 100 mile long section of the Continental Divide, but still. And then another trail that I really want to do, just because I live here in Texas, and Texas has a lot of desert, I would love to do the Arizona Trail both ways. It's an 800 mile long trail, usually takes around 2 months, and to do it both ways would take 4. I don't know if I would be able to do it this year in 2026, but after hiking the Colorado Trail, I might want to do it one way, because I'll have already walked 800 miles already. So what's another 800 miles? I'm pretty sure I could swing it with work if I just took unpaid days off and just figure it out that way. But that's I'm not just doing this because I want to do it to like tell people that I did it or have the story. I am doing these trails to prove to myself that I'm stronger than my addictions, I'm stronger than all of my doubts, and honestly that I'm stronger than I think that I am. Because I'm going to lose some weight on these trails. Currently I weigh around 280. 280 pounds is overweight for me, and I feel like doing it's around, by the end of it, it would be about 1,000 miles, which is about half of the Appalachian Trail. And I'm hoping that all of this will help me lose at least 25 to maybe over 50 pounds. I've read all about the hiker diet, but I kind of have a plan for that. I'm just gonna order like beef jerky, a bunch of beef jerky, these things called grain belly meals. If you haven't heard of those, they're like Rice Krispie treats but healthier, and I'm really excited to try all of them. And just stuff that I would, because I'm going to be surviving. I'm not going to be around stuff like McDonald's and Burger King and Subway and Chipotle and stuff like that. I'm going to be out in the wilderness. So I'm not going to have a lot of options. I can't DoorDash anything. I can't Uber Eats anything. It's just not possible out on those trails. And the towns I'll be stopping in don't have DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of those things. So that is my plan to make my attempt for the Appalachian Trail in 2027. These are practice trails, and I will make sure to film videos while I'm out on these trails to give you guys a glimpse of the experience, because it's going to be fun. Don't worry, it's just water. Alcohol's over there. Only got 2 more days until rehab, so wish me the best of luck. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any suggestions on any other hiking trails that I should do to go for my attempt of the Appalachian Trail, please leave them down below. I would love to hear them. And hopefully by the time this video comes out, I will be out of rehab. So until then, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. Share it with all your friends, and until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.